What are you guys' season projections for this year? Like, of all the teams, give me the top three for each division.
I can say with confidence that the Buffalo Sabres will not lose 19 games in a row.
Okay, but
Are you sure?
No one beats us 19 times in a row.
I think for the Pacific, for me, I'll just get it started. I think Vegas number 1. I'm gonna say Edmonton number 2. Still, I know that's a bit controversial. I'm still gonna say Edmonton number 2,
yeah.
and I think third place is either gonna be a mix between the Calgary Shames or the Vancouver Canucks, whichever team decides to pull it out of their ass this year, because it always seems one of them sneaks in. I just don't think Anaheim's good enough. Don't think the Kings are good enough, and the Sharks, same thing. And Seattle, I don't see it. I don't think they're anywhere as good as Vegas was. And who knows? Hopefully they do sneak in. I think that would be exciting, but I don't have them there. Do you want me to go through all of them or just one division at a time? Do you think
Let's take one each. Let's take one each. We got 4.
Oh, one division each? Okay, well, I guess I was specific then. There you go. Okay, well then, I'm just going to say Central Coyotes first. I mean, that is obvious. So, whoever has Central, I've set you up for that one.
I guess I'll do the Central then. So, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that the lock for the Central is going to be the Avalanche. Like, there's no way it's not going to be the Avalanche. But afterwards, it gets really kind of like... Some teams could rebound depending on when some players sign or whatnot, but I got the Jets at number 2. They really didn't get worse, and a lot of Central teams got worse. That's what really makes it difficult. And I think, honestly, the Jets can compete against most teams in the league. And last year being kind of like that COVID year, you run into like... you start to oversee your opponent and you start to make mistakes or someone just gets in your head. But now that you're playing everyone, you show your true kind of like, this is what we're able to do. This is what we're able to compete with. And I think number 3, I got to go with the Blues. I don't see any of the other teams making any of the moves necessary to get better to make the playoffs, to be honest. So
Austin, I see a big reaction.
Winnipeg, St. Louis.
What was the face for Austin?
Takes.
All of them?
I think Winnipeg's a bit too high. I think the Central is really good. I don't think they'll... Dallas is looking to be a force again now that they have all their guys healthy.
But Bishop might not come back, though. They might not have Bishop still.
They got Jake Oettinger. I have a lot of faith in him.
That is fair.
The guy who doesn't believe in young goalies is putting a lot of faith in a guy who's not a highly rated young goalie.
He's selectively
I'm fine with believing in young goalies. I just wouldn't pay $9 million for them. That's $9 million of faith.
You say Grubauer's a young goalie? He's 29.
No. I said Grubauer's only played for good teams. Yeah. I said Krieger's unexperienced goalie, and he's 27.
Yeah, but you said young goalies for that. They're both not young. They're both...
No. Yeah, no, they're both older and not experienced. That's why I said yikes for $9 million.
Oh, Grubauer has experience, but...
Oh, no, really good teams, yeah.
Austin, you want the Atlantic or Metropolitan?
I'll let you take the Atlantic. I'll be too biased.
Okay.
Buffalo number 1.
Buffalo number 1, baby.
Ooh.
Put them at the top.
Yeah, this is a good division. The Atlantic division is good.
It's a really good division.
I already feel pain for a lot of Maple Leaf fans over out east there because they have a reckoning coming. Looking at this division, Jesus, wow. Well, compared to last season, right? I mean, they're all used to the Canadian division being, top seed, but yeah, I don't see that happening.
And now they got to be embarrassed by the Buffalo Sabres 16.
Now Buffalo's going to beat them 19 times in a row in 1 year, which isn't possible, but they're going to do it anyway.
I'm calling it right now live on the show. If Buffalo and Toronto do play that outside game, Buffalo will beat them. It's too Leafs not for it to happen. I'm not saying that Buffalo's good. I'm just saying Toronto on their home in Hamilton, Ontario, on Tim Hortons Field, they'll absolutely lose that game. Doesn't matter who they're playing.
It just seems like a documentary losing game for the Leafs, doesn't it? It's written in the stars that this is going to happen.
Someone like Cody Eakin will have like a hat trick or some shit.
It's just some guy out of nowhere, yeah. That would be the most Toronto thing to happen.
Yeah, that's my prediction. But go ahead, James.
Yeah, this is actually this is a tough one. I'm just gonna stick with my my saying earlier that Allmark's gonna be a GOAT, so I'm putting Boston first. Although I do feel like Boston is getting older, but they got Hole now, so I'm gonna put Boston first, and then I'll put Tampa. You got to put them high up there. And then for my third team,
This is where it gets tough.
it is tough. This is a difficult decision. Like if I'm being realistic, I'm gonna put Leafs third. I think I know Panthers were good last year, but I feel like they might drop off this year for some reason.
So no playoffs for Stanley Cup finalists Montreal Canadiens.
No, I'm again, as every year, I'm doubting them. So
And they did lose Shea
new.
Weber this year, actually.
Nothing.
Montreal
to injury,
finished
so.
18th in the league this year. Like if it wasn't for the goofy divisions, they wouldn't have made the playoffs.
If it wasn't for the Flames losing every game they played to Ottawa, they wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's just Montreal loses all their games in overtime. They've done this for years.
Yeah.
They just don't lose in regular season. They just collect like 1 million overtime losses. They led the league last year in overtime losses.
Hey,
So James,
For like
let me
the
ask
they
you:
broke no
do you have two teams from the Atlantic making the playoffs, like two wild cards, or only one?
Yeah, I have two. I'm looking at Metropolitan.
Interesting.
I don't think Metropolitan is as good as Atlantic.
I would agree, but it's tough though. It's tough to say that because it's still a good division.
Oh yeah, that's for
It's just
sure.
the Atlantic's really stacked.
I'd do 1-1. I think they're like after the top four in Atlantic, it's pretty like.
Well, I guess, and we all know Philly's guaranteed to make the playoffs this year because this is their year back in the playoffs. So that's another
I
pick we
actually
ought to
don't
think
have
of.
them I don't have them making it.
Oh my
If
goodness!
I'm doing the Metro, I don't have Philly making the top
Let's see
three.
your picks.
I have first in the Metro. I'm going to have Carolina. I think they're going to be pretty damn good again. They're going to stomp teams. Tony DeAngelo is going to put up because Tony DeAngelo does this. He goes to a new team. He looks amazing. And then it's the next year that he causes trouble. So I think Tony DeAngelo is going to put up a stupid amount of points. And everyone's going to forget about him and, love him again. And I think Svechnikov's going to have a breakout. Second's got to be the Islanders. Like, they're always a tank. They're going to be great. I think they're going to be monsters. And then third, this is, I think, and I know this is a bit bold, I think it's going to be New Jersey. I think Jack Hughes is going to have his breakout. I think he's really going to step into his role. And I think a lot of their, younger guys are going to wake up. And with the advantageousness of Dougie on the back end and Blackwood as a full-time goalie, I think New Jersey can squeeze in for that third spot. And then fourth, give it to Pittsburgh.
Imagine Dougie Hamilton, PK Subban.
I gotta ask a question, Andrew.
$18 million defense. Let's go.
Go ahead, Connor.
Sorry. Okay. My question is, when did you get the same kind of drugs that Ken Holland's taking? Because that's just.
You look at every year, very few teams hold the spaces. There's always going to be a bit of movement. And New Jersey, they're always going to be slept on, and I think they're going to take enough wins to get into that third spot. I think they look good. I really liked how they played this year before the COVID outbreak. And I just have faith in them. It might be misplaced, but I think they can get that third spot. I think
over
Jack
the
Hughes
Flyers, Caps, and Pens.
This is the year that the Flyers lose Vigneault's love. It happens all the time. Vigneault's run his course. I think this year he's going to lose the room.
Yeah, probably.
Pens.
Well, I mean, if
but,
they fire their
they're
coach
missing
halfway through the
Crosby.
year, they'll win the cup. For 6
That's
games.
the issue, though. They won't fire Vigneault. They'll keep him.
I don't know about that.
Especially,
And Crosby's not gonna
they
be
made
gone
a lot
too
of sneaky
for Pittsburgh.
ads. Like, they got Ryan Greaves. They added Thomas Tatar. Like, I really like the ads that the Devils made this year. I think they're going to be pretty good. They got Jonathan Bernier, who could steal games. And,
I don't think they're that good.
Pittsburgh's going to be missing Crosby for the start of the season. Columbus sucks. The Rangers have gone weaker than they were last year, and last year they struggled. So I just think it's time for the Devils to sneak in there.